What up, what up? It's your boy Noel G in the hood. That's what's cracking with it. You already know, aka Hector, man. Check this out. Watch Byron Scott Fast Break, man. It is off the hook, off the chain, dropping all the deep secrets. Let's get it, man. And when you watch it Fast and Furious style. You heard? Let's get it.
We're back with another episode of Fast Break. I'm Kid J, Byron Scott, and the gangsters in the building. Noel G, the actor. Man.
You guys got clipboards, man. I feel like I'm at a parole hearing, bro. I'm like, hold up, man. What we talking about today,
You
bro?
know, it's called Cliff Notes.
I'm like, what am I confessing, bro? I need to know, bro.
Well, thank you for being on Fast Break with us today,
All
man.
love, man. Thank you guys for having me, bro. Much love, man.
Hollywood icon.
My manager made a joke. It's when they stop asking for you, that's when you got to worry. So
Yeah.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right.
There you
Let's
go.
talk about your amazing career. Like, I pulled up IMDb and it just went on and on and on and on. It's a ridiculous amount of movies and TV roles that you've done. But I want to know from your opinion, your personal opinion, one of your first two movies, probably two big movies, Training Day and Fast and Furious. Which one put you on the map?
Yeah, it was it was crazy. It was Fast and Furious that started the
Fast,
roller coaster.
okay.
Yeah, straight up. I did some movies before that, but you won't even find them in Jane's videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't even find them, and like, yeah, you won't even bootleg them. It's that bad. But Fast and Furious was like one of the first big ones to hit the theater. But my first movie ever in theater was The Animal with Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler.
Okay.
That was my first joint ever in theater. I did some joints before that. You know, I've been doing this since TV was black and white, bro. I've been in it for a minute.
You don't
But,
look like it, though.
I know.
I'm
I
telling you,
moisturize. You gotta
I'm telling
you.
moisturize,
Yeah,
bro.
is that the secret?
You gotta exfoliate the skin, man. Come on, that's mandatory, dog. There's tricks behind the trade.
My
You feel
wife
me?
would love you.
Yeah.
She would love to hear that. You gotta exfoliate the skin. Okay, I hear you.
I tell people there's 3 tricks to staying young, man. Don't drink, don't smoke, and don't stress. You'll stay young forever, bro.
I like that.
I got
I like
2 out of 3. I got 2
Yeah,
out
I'm
of
about
3.
to say me too.
But yeah, no, it was Fast and the Furious. That's what started the roller coaster ride, to be straight up. And then after that, you know, it's just that's when, you know, the phone was ringing a little bit more. More calls / offers were coming in, and you know, then it really started to kind of pour in. So
Man.
yeah, it was after that one.
Man, it's been so good.
So it
seeing
was like
you.
after doing Fast and the Furious, the career
it
started
started,
Fast and
right?
Furious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not even counting the animal no more. It seems like
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm like, what movie? I don't even know what that is. I don't know what you're talking
I
about, bro.
thought you said something about the animal.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
just
you're
saying.
talking to my
What
left ear. That's
animal?
my bad ear. That's my bad ear.
No,
nah.
Fast and Furious, first one. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Right.
So Training Day.
The animal became like an appetizer, bro. And then, yeah, the Fast and Furious was the main course. So yeah.
So Training Day. Now we hear stories about Denzel and how intense he is on set.
Yeah.
Is that true? Because Training Day was a hell of a. I mean,
I
Training Day
keep
was
it. I
great.
keep it 100 as I always do, man. Straight up. So Denzel, man, cool cat,
Yeah.
humble dude.
yeah.
Here was the thing, though. Respectfully, you knew when to approach him and when not to approach him.
Okay.
And you know, just to keep it honest, man, every Tom, Dick, and Harry was trying to talk to Denzel. So, you know, there was times where, you know, if you can get to him, you got to him. But if you couldn't, just give him his space, let him do his thing. And,
Right.
you know, and that was actually the first movie ever that he played a bad guy in.
Yes.
All his movies, he was a good guy. So you got to remember that too. So he was
Yeah.
really in his zone is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And again, you know, there was days where just keeping it 100 where he was approachable, and then days where you knew don't approach him, let him do his thing.
Okay.
But other than that, man, he was a cool cat, and you know, just to work with him, see how he worked. And I always say there's no better teacher than being in the field itself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
when you're on the battlefield itself, that's your best teacher, right?
Right.
So to see him work and Ethan Hawke work, I got a lot of gold nuggets on that set. So
Yeah,
so that was a hell of an experience, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
true.
Yeah,
ask you.
that's the professional side of me, by the way. So,
I was gonna ask you, like, on that set, Denzel has one of the most famous movie quotes ever. King Kong ain't got shit
oh,
on me.
right.
Like, were you there when he did
No,
that?
I wasn't there when that went down, man.
No?
You know, and I don't even know if that was in the script or not or what, because you know they
I
let us
heard it
improvise.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't.
Oh, then there it is. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that makes sense because they let us improvise a lot. Like as long as you stick to what the subject's about and you're not going, you know, way off the deep end or whatever, they let you play with it, improvise, make it your own. So a lot of our scene was improvised. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. But yeah, I wasn't there for some of that stuff.
Were you able to pick up anything from Denzel? Because that's early on in your acting career.
Yeah,
movie?
yeah,
Like,
that's
were you
what I'm
able to
saying.
pick up anything?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Getting to watch him work, just to see how him and Ethan Hawke were preparing for each scene. That's what I'm talking about. It gave me some gold nuggets where, because I'm just keeping. I was acting a fool in those days. You know what I mean? I was partying the night before, coming to set. Like I was on a good one. I was high, drunk, all of that. And I was like, I'm gonna give you some real acting, bro, some method acting. You know what I'm saying? I was on a good one, bro. But it showed me the difference between laser focusing and just focusing.
Yeah.
And when I saw them in their zone, I picked up a lot of like, oh, all right, now I. But I say it like this. You got to know when it's time to joke around and when it's time not to and get with the program. So,
Right.
Work
yeah.
now, play later.
I mean, I know you've been in Hollywood now for a while.
I call it Hollywood, bro. Just so
Hollywood.
I'm clear. Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
I call
Hollywood.
Inglewood, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know already.
Yeah.
I'm from Inglewood.
That's
you know what
another
I'm saying?
podcast, bro.
Right.
That's another podcast, bro.
That's when we go real hood.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
right. That's part 2 to this one.
Part 2, exactly. But you've been typecast as a gangster pretty much every movie that you've been in, right? Pretty much a gangster.
Yeah,
right?
like 80, 75%. Yeah.
Do you like that or dislike that? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I feel like a couple ways about it. One is someone got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be me. It's going to be someone else.
Might as well get paid doing it.
Yeah, right? And I'm like,
I feel you on that.
So,
Yeah.
to crack the door and get in, it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when you get to a quote unquote position where you could kind of do your own thing and branch off. And, I believe if no one gives you the opportunity, you give the opportunity to yourself.
Yeah,
You make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I didn't mind doing it to, quote unquote, get the face known, to start being able to open up other doors.
Right.
But it was funny though, because in the early days, I had a lot of cats out there that were like, man, don't play the gangster role. Don't do that because, you're making the Mexicans look bad, this, that, and the other. But now they 50 years old trying to play the gangster role. And I'm like, come on, dog. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I thought you said not to do it.
Right.
All of a sudden, the check's clearing, and now you want to do what you're telling me not to do. I'm like, get it right. Make a decision, brother. Make a decision. You know what I'm saying? You got some funny ones in the game, bro.
What made you get into acting? Because I mean, tell us about your childhood. Was your childhood like based off of being in the hood, and like what made you go into the acting career?
Yeah, I got tossed in the mix, man. So I'll be straight up. Up to the age of 13 years old, I lived in a middle-class home. My parents weren't poor, but they weren't rich either. Mm-hmm. We were middle class. But the catch was my parents were the only 2 to come to California to start a living from their sides of the family. So I never in my life met my mom's side of the family or my dad's side of the family. I literally got no cousins, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephew, uncle, aunt, nothing. I got no family, straight up, straight out.
Really?
You guys got something you want to give away, I'll take them, all right? But long story short.
Hey, be careful about that shit.
Be careful what you ask for.
After the podcast, I got some numbers to give you with addresses, right?
Here's a list.
Yeah, right. All right, well, give me the healthy ones, bro. Give me the healthy ones, bro. But, so I to cut out a lot of the fat and get to the bone, I'll give you the detail if you want it, but to try to just skip through it for fast break, so we say the story fast, right? But my dad was a miserable guy. Hated his life. His life was work, television, always worked his life. He just used to abuse me physically, mentally, my mom as well. One day, he left me, and I literally was homeless at the age of 13 years old. Both my parents left me, and for 2 years, I went from a middle-class home to being on the streets. My dad gave me $500 and pretty much said, good luck. So for 2 years, I did the couch tour, but, let's keep it real. When you're not paying the bills at someone's house, your welcome is going to run out eventually. Yep. So I went from friend's house to friend's house. I slept in donut stores. I slept in laundromats. There were times I didn't have a place to sleep. So at the age of 50, that's when the gangbanging started, And just to make this clear, I'm not saying I'm the craziest in the streets. I'm not saying I was the craziest in the streets, but I am saying I lived that life. I was about it. Yeah. I've been there, done that. I was facing 15 years for assault with a deadly weapon, attempted murder. I did 4 years locked up. So I'm not saying I was the craziest in the streets, but I'm saying I was about that life. I lived that life. I did that life. I was there, right? At 15, I met this girl, and one day she asked me, she said, how come you always wear the same clothes and I never seen where you live? So I just broke down. I'm 15 years old. I'm just keeping it 100. I started crying. I told her my story straight up. I said, my parents left me. I'm homeless. This is what it is. Her dad heard my story. They took me into their home. So I started living with this family who I didn't know. So I said all that to get to the point. So the way the acting got started, it was her dream to be an actress, model, and the whole Hollywood deal. I was running the streets acting a fool. I didn't even think someone like me, let alone could be on TV, right? I was good with the highway speed chases. That was good enough for me. So next thing I know, bro, she asked me to go to this acting class.
That was you?
Yeah, right? I'm the one who got away, brother. I'm the one who got away, though, bro. I don't know how you get caught on a motorcycle, but that's another story. But long story short, man, it was crazy because one day she asked me, she said, "You want to come with me to this acting class?" I never thought about anything about it, right? And the reason why I did everything she said is because I always thought that if I got her mad or something like that, she had me kicked out of the house.
Yeah, I feel
and
you.
being homeless, I knew what it was to have a roof over my head. So I wanted that roof, you feel me?
Right,
Yeah.
So I was her little pet. I pretty much was like, I did whatever I had to do to keep her happy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I hit a baby lottery. I wasn't looking for acting. I had never thought about it a day in my life, none of that. I went to a acting class with her. There was a producer who was sitting in class that day, was scouting talent. Age of 15, he comes up to me and says, "Hey man, you're funny. You want to be in a commercial?" Because I was talking smack in the classroom because I thought everybody was dorks and nerds. So I was just acting a fool, wilding out. And he's like, "Man, I like you, bro." He's like, and I thought he was on some BS. I gave him my phone number. And it ended up being real.
Wow.
2 weeks later, I did a commercial for Taco Bell at the age of 15. And you guys know what residual income is, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, white people came up with that stuff, just so you know. So I was 15, bro, and I had no idea what residual income was, right? I'm 15. I'm ignorant to that. So I thought it was like you got to work to get paid, work to get paid, work to get paid. I don't know what residual. So I'm getting all these checks, and I think it's a computer mess up. You know what I mean? But I'm cashing them because I got my story for court. They just kept on paying me. I didn't know, right?
Right.
So I call up the producer and I say, "Hey, why I keep on getting paid for this commercial?" And he goes, No, that's how actors get paid. I said, "What?" I said, "Well, I want to be an actor." And that's how the acting kicked off. So to end the story, homeboy says, "I got a manager friend. I want to hook you up with them." I said, "All right, straight." So I go meet this man. I come in like this. I don't know nothing from nothing. And he goes, "I like you, man. I'm going to see what I can do for you." Everything he sends me out on was Gangster 1, Cholo 2, Trigger. I said, "Man, I thought I was here to act. I grew up like this in real life." You know what I'm saying? And that's how the acting got started, bro. So I know when I said make a long story short, it was longer, but that's the answer. So that's how the career kicked off, and yeah, so.
Oh man, that is fantastic, man. I mean, your story is unbelievable. Obviously,
Yeah.
The ups and downs, obviously, of being homeless and then having this family take you in. That's beautiful.
Do
And
you
then to see
still
where you are
communicate
now.
with them?
Do you?
Thank
I was
you,
about to ask that same
well,
question.
the girl became my first baby's mama, so she got my
So
my daughter. Yeah.
You
But
kept
you know
doing what
that
she
story.
wanted
That
you to do then, right? She did.
yeah.
So that means you still listening.
That's the third podcast.
You're still listening to her today.
Right.
No. Hell no, bro. I had to cut that.
You got money now. You had to cut it now. Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, I don't need a roof anymore."
Right. I don't need to listen to your ass no more. I'm good now. I done made
On
it.
these, I'm gonna plead the fifth, bro. Is this where we go to a commercial or something? What's up, dog? Let's cut for a commercial, bro. Where's the break in this mother, man?
There's no break, OG. There's no
Yeah,
break.
nah, it's all love, bro.
We're
It's all
going to
love.
get back to
We get to the roots on this one.
We're going to get back to Fast and Furious.
Yeah. No, it's all love. Go
Because
ahead.
Paul Walker.
Yeah, man, most humblest dude in the world. And the way I talk about Paul, I say it like this, straight up, straight out. This is how I say it about Paul. He didn't care if you were the one washing the windows on the building or owned the building. He treated everybody the same.
That's awesome.
I mean, that cat was the most humblest, nicest, friendliest, most loving. I mean, I believe he was the heart of the whole deal.
The
You know what I'm saying?
franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And so yeah, that's, I'll be real too. I'm not even a fan of Fast and the Furious no more. I'm a fan of the check, but I'm not a fan of the movie no more because it got too superhero for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how you go from street racing to saving the world. I don't know how that works, but I think
Hollywood.
yeah,
baby.
Hollywood, bro.
Hollywood, yeah.
I think part 11 is going to be cars underwater. Part 12 is going to be cars meet dinosaurs. Part 13 is like when they went to space in part 9. I'm like, come on, dog. Who's allowing this stuff, bro? Like, I love you, Vin. You my peeps, but come on, dog. Like, bring it back to the roots, homie. Like, they want to see the street racing. You know what I'm saying? So it just went too left field for me. That's all I'm saying.
When you, I'll get deep with you for a second.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you heard of the passing of Paul Walker, I mean, where were you and how'd you feel?
No, that hurt. That hit home, bro. I remember exactly where I was at. Like we all remember where we were at when 9/11 happened, man.
Yeah.
I was in my living room. My phone starts going off, and long story short, I start getting text messages, and I was like, "What?" And I was hoping and praying that it was some sick Instagram joke or some sick Facebook joke. You know, sometimes they do that just to see what the reaction is or whatever. And then when I turned on the news, that hit. And I was like, damn, it's real. And I actually went there to the actual site the next day, and I was there with everyone when we were mourning for him and all that, bro. But that one hit hard because, like I said, man, Paul was just and his brother Cody, man, they're just great people, man. They're heartwarming, they're loving, they're not on that BS stuff. Excuse my language right there, but they're just not on that. You know what I mean? They're just nice, humble people. Like Hollywood didn't get the best of them. They remembered where they came from.
Yeah.
And that's the people I vibe with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some make it and they forget where they came from.
Yeah. OG, you don't have to say BS. You can say bullshit if you want to. It's all
I
good.
know, I got you. I got
just,
you.
just to put it out there.
No, I
just
got you.
gotta
I
let
got
you
you.
know.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Of course, we talked about Paul Walker. You were in an iconic scene in Fast and Furious with him where he comes into the auto parts store and says 3 of everything.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that part?
Oh, man, I don't forget that because I hear it to this day, bro. There ain't a day that I'm not in the mall, the grocery store, wherever, and I hear 3 of everything, man. That's like, it's such a blessing, though, that you could do a movie from so far back and still have it remembered to this day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I haven't went crazy like my man, what you talking about, Willis? I haven't went crazy. I'm not attacking people yet, but I'm getting there. But I'm not there yet, you know what I'm saying? But I hear it every day, dog. But to be in that scene, and that was one that we improvised.
Yeah.
And we just kind of went with the flow on that also as well. So, and Paul Walker, like I said, man, such a humble dude. He just goes with the flow. He's like, man, hey, look, this is what the scene's about. Let's make it great. Let's just do what we do and let's feel it out. Let's see how it works out. We shot that scene, I kid you not, like about 11, 12 times.
Really?
And and that was the one that they picked. And and then we went with that one. So there was some other scenes, right? Because I was cracking. I was like, look at this white boy. Look at this. I just clowning like that. You know what I'm saying? And but they left it in there. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll take it. You know what I mean? And then it just ended up becoming what it is today.
Yeah. I felt for you guys. I never met Paul.
Yeah.
Watched a bunch of the movies that he's been on, but I always liked him as an actor. And I think a lot of that's because you just feel that he's a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
100.
you feel that he's down to earth. And so it's good to hear from you that he was very humble and down to earth and
that
treated everybody the same. So that was good to know.
That was one of the realest, man. You could catch him on some of the TMZ joints if you YouTube it, where they caught him in the airport or whatever, and you could just see how nice he was and is to everybody. He believed in loving. That's why he did Reach Out Worldwide.
Yeah.
Because he was giving back and saving people. And so, like, when a tornado happened or a hurricane came through, he was the relief program. And that's what he spent all his money on. He was, giving waters and blankets and taking care of people, putting up shelters and all kind of helping people rebuild their home. Like, he was all in. Like,
And the women loved him.
yeah,
Well,
women loved him.
Hey, he was a good-looking cat. Good looking dude, man. He had the eyes, the hair, the look. I mean, he was a good-looking dude.
He had the whole package, man.
Yeah,
The whole package,
you know they're gonna love him.
Yeah.
We know you are a big sports fan as well.
Yeah.
You know you're a huge.
I'm on a medium level. Like, I love sports, but I don't know like you would know. But go
Okay,
ahead.
all right. What was your sports team? I see you got the Lakers shirt on.
Lakers, Dodgers, and Raiders. Those are my teams.
Oh, okay.
Lakers, Dodgers, and Raiders.
He drew LA to the fullest.
Yeah.
So
Even though the Raiders are in Las Vegas now.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah,
But
they follow
weren't-
the money.
But they
They
weren't.
following the money. You're right about that. You're right about that.
They
So-
weren't when he was a
No,
true
that's
gangster
true.
on the
That's true.
street.
That's true.
Well, I'll tell you how I became
That's
a
true.
Raiders fan, and it was kind of funny, is because back in the days, that's just the colors we would sport because they were the hardcore colors.
Yeah.
I didn't really know too much about the team, but because I was sporting it for the black and the gray, because those were the hardcore colors, I've been sporting Raiders my whole life, so I just might as well be a Raiders fan, and that's how that happened. So
Out of those 3 teams that you just mentioned, you obviously have to have favorite players on those teams.
No, I that's what I'm getting at, bro. I'm not too like hardcore deep into sports. That's
Okay.
why I put the warning out there. Brian knows, bro.
No, it's all
But yeah,
no, believe me, it's all good. It's all
because
good.
I don't want to front. I'm just a fan. I just watch the game. I go to some of the games. I just like it like that. But I'm not hardcore. Like, you know, I know who some of the players are, this and that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I sometimes I hear homies talk and they're like, yo, he got this. I can't keep up with that talk. Just keep it at 100.
But
you know what I mean?
But you were a Kobe fan, though,
But
right?
those, yeah. Those, of course, you know, of course I know all that, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, Lakers and yeah. But I still go to the games. I enjoy the games. I love the games. And if they ask what my 3 teams are, those are it. No, I tell people like this, bro. You're going to hate me for 2 reasons. You're going to hate me because I was too truthful with you and you couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Or you just came up with your own story on why you hate me. There's no hidden covers
There's no
here, man. I'm going to say what it is.
You heard it right here.
I'm gonna say what it is and be liked or hated. I really don't care.
I
But
feel you.
I'll tell you one thing that Hollywood has taught me, and this is why I call it Hollywood, is, you know, being behind the curtain, you know a lot that people don't know. And so what it's taught me is, unless you know someone personally or were involved in a situation personally, here's where I'm gonna cuss. You don't know shit about anybody or anything. Period. You just know what was presented to you. So you know what? If you ain't involved personally or know someone personally, you know what you arguing over? You arguing over air.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the real story because you ain't personally involved to know the real story or know someone personally to know the real story.
Right.
And so that's
you don't
why
know shit.
Exactly. And that's why I'm like,
Keep
man,
your mouth
so,
closed.
and that's where you know, that and sometimes it's crazy for me because I'll just say this last thing for that and shut up with that. But I see people sometimes applauding people and like, yeah. And I'm like, and I just sit back and I'm like, if you knew him the way I know him, you might not be applauding. You know what I'm saying? You might not be cheering and dancing over there. You feel me? And that's one thing Hollywood has taught me, bro. That's why, unless you know someone personally or involved personally, you really don't know a damn thing about anything.
Yeah.
Keep it 100. Yeah.
So give me a person or persons that was like the biggest influence on you becoming an actor, and then you kind of looked at, and it could be anybody, but just that was a big influence on you becoming an actor. Who did you start to look up to as an actor?
To keep it real, nobody really, just in the sense of like, you know, it's funny. When I first got in the acting game, if we're keeping it honest,
Yeah.
I got in
definitely.
it because I never made so much money so quickly.
Right,
And I was like,
right.
damn, it paid like this. I won't be an actor. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
But as I started doing the job, I loved it so much because it was never the same thing.
Yeah.
We always work in a different place. We work with different people. It's, you know, it's not the same thing all the time. And I love it for that. You're always, you know, here, there. So then I can honestly say that later I grew a true passion for it. And then as and I've been very blessed in my career. You know, I've worked with Mel Gibson, Clint Eastwood, Robert De Niro. I've worked with some of the A-listers. You know, I've been very Jim Carrey, Denzel. Like, I've been very, very blessed in my career. But I took a piece from all of them. So it's not like I per se had. There is one wish list actor, though, that I'm hoping to get one in with him before he go, man. But he the man. He still
who's
having
that?
babies at 83, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
I'm hoping to get one in with him, man, because I've never worked in a film with him yet. So that's one that's on my bucket list. So I'm hoping it goes there, but
Is he the only one on your bucket list?
yeah, there's a couple other ones that I wouldn't, you know, mind working with or whatever, but Al Pacino right now is at the top of the list.
That's cool because I
Yeah.
was just watching, and we talked about actors,
Yeah.
and he was on my
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
One,
okay.
one of my favorite all time.
Yeah, he gets down, man, and
Oh,
everything
he's-
he does, like he brings it,
Everything, yeah.
everything, man, like A plus. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah. So I was watching, it wasn't HBO, but you know, one of those channels up there last night, and Heat was on.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And so
he,
you
that's-
got
yeah.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
The same movie.
And I was like, yeah, you got Val Kilmer as well, but those two,
oh yeah,
I was like, this
brought the
and-
fire.
man, I had to watch it again. I had watched this years ago, but
That-
when it was on, I had to watch it again.
That scene they got at the restaurant.
Yeah,
when they
talking.
that like if you really, really dissect that scene, man, and really get deep into it, they're having 2 conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, bro.
Mhm.
Their acting is on a whole nother level, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've already worked with Robert, so I've been blessed there.
Yeah, no,
But
Robert's-
I
yeah.
got to get Al Pacino in there somewhere. Like I'm hoping, like
I'm hoping that for you.
he making babies at 83, bro. Guy's
know,
the
I
man.
know.
dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he still works.
Yeah, hey, he a bad man.
He's
'cause
putting
I
in
ain't-
work.
I ain't
All right.
think-
He
I
definitely
ain't
putting
thinking
in
about
work.
having no more babies. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
baby, we good.
So that
I can't have no. I ain't trying to do that.
one thing we do here, Noel G, is
Yeah, you guys hit the gut. Let's
yeah,
go,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
We do a
have
top
fun,
five.
bro.
Yeah,
We
no, I ain't
fun.
tripping, bro. Let's
We
go.
do a top
I
five
ride
here.
with it, dog.
We
I
do a top
ride.
5 here. We're gonna start with your top 5 G movies of all time.
Got you. The ones that paid the most, bro. Like, you got to be specific on that one. You know what I'm saying? The 5 top movies I like, the subject or the check, bro. Like, nah, I'm playing. But man, I don't even know. I never really gave that thought, bro. And even the answer here and now might not be the answer. It could change later because now I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. But 3 that I always speak about the most, and I'd have to give it up to these 3, which would probably be 3 correct ones. The other 2, I'm just gonna spitball. But Training Day, Fast and Furious, and Bruce Almighty.
Oh my.
And yeah, and then the other 2, I don't know, man. Probably, I don't know. Let's say The Purge, because of a situation that happened on that movie that was a blessing. And then I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to just. Can we just go with the top 3?
You said the
Top
Purge,
4.
too. So you said the Purge.
Top 4.
You gave us 4.
Yeah, let's
But-
go.
But
Let's
let's
go
go
with
back. Okay, so let's go back to The Purge because you said there was a situation that happened that was a blessing on that film.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
So what was it, if you don't mind?
No,
what was that blessing?
I learned a big lesson in The Purge, man. It was funny. So I never claim perfect, and I never push my belief upon anyone else. To each their
smart
own.
man. That's
to
right.
to
yeah.
each their own. You
Smart
believe what you
man.
believe. I
Yep.
respect. You believe what you
Yeah.
believe. I respect. So on and so on. But you know, I'm doing my best to serve God, and you know, so forth. And what ended up happening on The Purge was I was on that set, but a lot of people didn't know the word of Jesus.
Mhm.
And there were certain people that I was trying to share it with that you could say were a little ahead of my career.
Mhm.
And they weren't giving me, you know, time of day with the word of God.
Right.
But the way I was looking at them, some of the people where I was ahead of their career were looking at me the way I was looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
So God told me in that moment, go talk to them. So long story short, I went and I talked to like the extras and the craft service and the wardrobe people and people like that. And I led 4 people to God on that set.
Oh man.
And so
amazing.
I
Praise
realized
God. No, that's-
I was the only God on that set. So what it showed me is like, that's where you need to be sometimes. You need to be in the midst of the fire where Jesus was at. Jesus was hanging with the thieves and the prostitutes and the
Right,
killers
that's
and the
right,
drug
that's right.
addicts and all that. And you know, it was funny because the Christian world came against me. Like, how can you do a horror movie and you know, you this and you that? And I was like, man, what little do you know? I was the only light in the dark on that set. And if I wasn't there, 4 people wouldn't have got led to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that movie meant a lot to me and means a lot to me because it taught me a really huge lesson.
And there you go.
So
with
that's
the,
why I say.
No, and there you go back to when you saying people were giving you crap about it, but they wasn't with you, so they don't know what the hell was going on, right? So they didn't see that you led 4 people to the Lord. So
Yeah.
you know, again, kudos to you for that.
Yeah, thank you, brother. No, that's the other part.
And fuck them.
Yeah, that's that, exactly. And that's why they,
You know
they
what I'm
like,
saying?
but some people
Yeah,
become
yeah.
religious, you know,
Right.
Christians or whatever have you. And again, I'm just talking for me and my beliefs. So I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
but like, it's just funny, you know, the world is funny, man. And that's why I say, like, unless you involved, you
That's
know,
right.
what do you really honestly know?
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right. So let's pick one if you can, OG. If you
Yeah,
can
go
pick
ahead, go
one,
ahead.
TV or film.
You know, it's so funny, man. I laugh at that one because I'm like, damn, I've done them both, right?
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I trip out because a TV series is a hit.
Yeah.
That's a lottery ticket, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then you get trapped in a series and now you can't cut loose for a movie.
Exactly.
So it's kind of
Mhm.
funny. I know a lot of actors that are doing movies that rather be doing TV shows, and then people are doing TV shows rather be doing movies. And I'm like, damn, I'm caught up in between. I'm like, just give me one of the 2. And I'm happy with it. You know, I do a commercial at this point. You know, so I take what I could get. Let's ride. So me, bro, I don't care, dog. I'm just like TV, movies, it's all a blessing no matter what you
Right,
get. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, you never know how long you're going to last in the game, how long you're going to be relevant, irrelevant, whatever. So you just take what you can get when you can get it and just ride that wave as long as the wave is going.
I heard
You know what I'm saying? So that's why for me, it's whatever.
I heard
Can
that.
we do another top 5?
Yeah, go, dog. Throw it at me. Let's go. I'm open game right here. Let's go.
Your
I
top
feel
5.
like I'm on the court, man. Let's go. I'm like, damn, all right.
Your top 5 favorite actors of all time.
Al Pacino, that's one. I
Mhm.
put him
Yeah.
right there at the top, man. Denzel, You know who's really making some noise right now, is doing really well, is Leonardo DiCaprio.
I like bad boy.
I like actors that are like chameleons, man. An actor that can go from this to that to that, where you're just like, wow, like where you're thrown back. You know what I'm saying? Like the Baskin Robbins actors, you know, 31 Flavors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
2 more.
Yeah, I would say Denzel. You got me thinking, bro. I didn't know I was gonna come here for a quiz, homie. What's up, dog? Got me on a quiz, dog.
Wait a minute.
Hey, that's what we do here.
You didn't get quizzed, but you was gonna be quizzed.
I'm like, I've been to college once. I was to drop somebody off, bro. I didn't know I'm gonna come to class today. I sort of got me.
You've been to college once, dropping somebody off.
I'm like,
Hey, you just drove up.
You guys got me in a zone right now. They're like, you gonna earn your podcast.
Fast break, homies. Fast break.
That's right, homie.
2 more.
And you ain't playing. You got me in the tornado right now. Who did I mention?
Pacino, Denzel, Leo.
Oh,
Yep.
right. Okay, this is real. Graded later. 2 more. Let me see. I really gotta think, man. 2 more. You know who I like? Who's a good actress is I can't even say her name right though. Charlize Theron or whatever.
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I like her in Monster.
Yeah.
And then what she does, like she pulls some weight on that joint. You got to give it up.
Okay, so that's 4.
4, and then a 5th one. A 5th one. Now, you got my wheels spinning, homie. I'm a 5th one. They gonna play some Jeopardy music right here. Hold on. Let's just go with the top 4. I gave you 4 on the last one, 4 on this one. Like,
OG good for 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna come in and change the game, bro. I'm gonna be the 3rd host soon, bro. Yeah, I'm like, hold up, man. I'm like, let's just do the top 4, man. Make my show different. You know what I mean?
You know he wore number 4.
That's right, I wore number 4, so I'm good with that.
There it is, bro.
That's why I'm like, he's good with 4. I'm good with 4.
All right, then let's stick with 4, dog. That's the lucky number right now. We straight on that, bro. Come on, man.
All right, OG, I got a question for you. I got another question for you.
I'm afraid of your questions now, bro. I'm like, damn.
This question is gonna make you think a little bit too, but maybe
ahead.
not.
No,
maybe
drop
not.
it. Let's go.
All right, OG,
We in it now.
The role that you are most proud of that you've played.
That's a good question, bro. That's a good question. Next question. I'm playing, bro. You know, I just did a movie recently that I'm feeling a little bit, man, because it was out of the box for me a little bit, you know, straight up. I did a movie called Locksmith with Ving Rhames, Ryan Phillippe, and I play a crooked cop. So I tell everybody I'm LAPD, right? Yeah. But long story short, it's called Lies. It's a badass movie. You got to check that one out. So I did that, and that one was cool because I played a police officer, so it was a different feel, different type of preparation for that, you know, whatever. So I'm proud of that one. And it's actually a good movie, you know. I'll tell you straight up, if I'm in a movie that sucks, sometimes I say the movie sucked, but the check didn't suck. You know what I'm saying? The movie sucked, but the check didn't suck. But Locksmith, that's one to go definitely check out. I played a cop in that joint. I like Fast and Furious because I wasn't really gangster. I was street, but I wasn't really like, you know, on the hood side of things. You know what I'm saying? I was just a dude in the street, you know, illegal street racing or whatever.
Right.
So that one was cool. Training Day, of course, because I got to beat up a cop. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's my revenge right there.
Made you feel good, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt good. He's like, damn, he real. He too real. Cut. Like, nah. But yeah, so that one was cool. But I would say, and then I'll tell you why I like Bruce Almighty. I had a chance to show my comedic side. Yeah. And I had a chance to show, like, you know, my funny side or whatever. So I like that one too because it was still a gangster, this, that, and the other, but it, you know, I got to be a funny guy in there. Yeah. So, you know, and to keep up with Jim Carrey, you know what I'm saying? That's a pretty hard test right there.
That movie just popped up last week and 2 weekends ago.
That's good. That means I got a check.
That means a check coming your way.
Yeah. Well, they like 5-10 cents now. But it ain't even lunch money now, bro.
They coming, but they ain't. Those are checks right now. You go, let me just throw this over here and tell a few more
I've been folding them and just putting them in the piggy bank, bro.
There you go.
Noel G, we talked about your top 5 Noel G movies. Yep. Talked about your top 5 actor, but you only gave us 4 and 4.
Right.
But I'm gonna do another top 5.
All right.
But we gonna get 5 out of you this time, right?
I'm gonna try to be a teacher's pet
here.
Let's go. Let's go.
Training Day, one of the most cult movies of all time. People still talk about it to this day. Can you give us your top 5 hood cult type movies?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, here
uh-oh.
we go. Yeah, I'm gonna drop them like it's hot. Let me. So, Menace to Society.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
great
All
one.
right. That is a good one.
Boys in the Hood.
That's
And
another
another
good
Got to
great
give it up
one.
for that, man.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Blood
yes.
in, blood out.
Yes. Okay. That's 3.
Yeah. Training Day.
Yeah.
Four.
All day, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I should have saved the best for last, right?
Yeah.
And you know, we getting into like authentic gangster movies, you know, stuff like that we're talking about here, right?
Right.
I would say, you know, Goodfellas,
Oh man.
Ooh.
Casino. We talking about ones
wait a
that
minute,
kept
wait a
it.
minute. Damn, did he just go past 5? He went,
I know,
he
right?
done went 4, 5,
Is
6
it?
now. Oh, go ahead, OG.
I had
go
to
ahead.
make up for earlier. I had to make up for earlier, man. I had to make
you
up.
got
bro.
6
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah. I would say those movies that I mentioned right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And I know there's some other ones, man, that you know are out there, but they can't hit me right now. But those would be
A
the
great
ones.
list.
That's a real good list.
Yeah. Oh, Friday. You know, let's just say Friday
Yeah,
for the
that's like 8,
comedic
ain't it?
for the comedic side of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, yeah, Friday. That's a cult classic right there.
I love Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, I
Love
watched that movie 30,000
Yeah.
times. And Boys in the Hood 30,000
Yeah.
times. And
Friday after next.
I could recite the lines, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
That's a good list.
that's what's up. So, yeah. I'm like, did I pass that test?
Yeah,
we
you
good?
passed
All
the
right,
hell out of that
I
one,
got
yeah.
one in there.
You passed
Yeah.
the
All
hell
right,
out of
I
that
got
one.
one in there.
So Noel, in Training Day, there was a scene with Ethan Hawke. I think he played Jake, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken,
yeah.
where you guys were supposed to take him out, right? Tell us about that scene. Set that scene up for us.
What's really crazy about that scene, man, and nobody knows this. This is crazy. I was only supposed to work 1 week on that film.
Uh-huh.
The plan was we were gonna shoot that scene from Monday to Friday, done and out. Denzel got sick. It was like a 9 to 5 job, man. If you Denzel, you allowed to call in sick.
Yeah.
If you Noel G, you showing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I could be on my
Sick or not,
yeah,
right?
I could be on my cancer bed. You coming, and you gonna be here, and
Yeah.
it is what it is, right? But if you Denzel, you call in sick, you all right. So it was crazy because they started shooting some B-roll stuff because he got sick, and so the schedule started getting played with a little
Yeah.
bit and had to be maneuvered, right?
Adjusted.
Right. And long story short, we shot that scene. I got 7 weeks out of the film.
Mm.
But here's the crazy part. No one knows this. I got 7 weeks out of the film, and this is how we did it. We filmed every Monday of the first week. So we literally filmed Monday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and out. So it was hard, bro, to come into that scene and leave off from where we took off.
Yeah.
And we shot it on a sound studio. That wasn't in a real house. It was
Mm-hmm.
over here in San Fernando. We shot it on a sound studio. So they had to leave everything, you know, the same and whatever. But I'm literally telling you, that scene had its challenge because we would literally come into it Monday, Tuesday, like that. And we did it like that. So that was hard, bro, to keep up, to come back into that energy
Right,
from
right,
where you
right.
left
Yeah.
off a week
Right.
ago and then do it again. And then you had to go through the tattoo process.
Right.
And the tattoo process
Yeah,
took a
yeah,
long
right.
time. That's, 2-3 hours alone, just slapping
Yeah.
them on your arms and everything and on my head and the whole deal because I was like tatted up in that
Yeah.
one, you feel me? And so to get back into the motion of that scene, the emotion of that scene was just, that was a challenge right there. And what made that scene so good is the director, Antoine Fuqua, man. Shout out to him, bro.
Antoine, bad boy.
That's the homie right there. He gave us that freedom. He said straight up, man, make it real. Like, I want this real, gritty, and raw. Like, make it real. Like, don't hold back. Like, all right, you greenlit it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so we did what we did, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we let it out there. The only part that we had to hammer down is the part where we hit homeboy on the head and he falls and we're dragging him to the bathroom.
Right, yeah.
Now there's a structure there. Now we got to kind of stick to script on that.
Right.
Because right there wasn't too much wiggle room because, we're taking him to the bathroom. We got him, hemmed up in the
Yeah.
thing and the girl calls and she was saved and that's why he got rescued and we let him go because it was his niece, my homie's niece or whatever.
Right.
So on that, we had to stick to script. But a lot of the stuff that was at the table, a lot of that was, just improvised and played with. And so we got the real feel of like, hey, let me see the gun, homie.
Yeah.
Let me just check it out, man. Bro, I ain't going to shoot nobody. Let me just see it. And he does what he does. And, so all that, was, and that's why I think, the movie was was what it was. You know, the movie proved itself, right?
Yeah.
Because it just this is my thing, right? If you ain't when you play a police officer, you got to convince a police officer that you're a police officer. If you play a doctor, you got to convince a real doctor that you're a doctor.
Word.
So, long story short, man, if you're acting your role and you can't convince someone who's real that you're real, then, you know, you ain't doing your job right.
Well, you convinced everybody y'all was gangsters.
Yes.
That's for damn sure. And it was a hell of a scene.
Yeah.
Hell
No,
of a scene.
yeah, that scene, you know, was and there's so many stories about that movie, man. So many little gold nuggets. Like that scene happened around 9/11. So we were supposed to have the movie premiere. That movie never had a premiere for it.
Oh.
We never had a movie premiere for it because 9/11 canceled it out. We were scheduled. I was all excited. You know, I'm just getting started in the career. My feet just getting wet.
Right.
You know, limo's gonna come pick me up, this, that, and the other. I got my
Walk on the
girls
red
on
carpet
deck.
and
Yeah, I'm
everything.
about to do a Hugh Hefner up in there. And like, you know, I like, it got canceled. What? I said, you gonna have to settle for in my living room. Like, you know, like, yeah, it was crazy, bro. But 9/11, like, there's so many little gold nuggets there, you know, that happened during that scene. And Ethan Hawke, man. You know, I'll give you a quick story about him. He was more talkable. You know, he was always talking and laughing and joking. Denzel, like I said, you just knew when and when not to.
Right.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke, 24/7. You know, he was just loving life and doing his thing.
Like,
You know,
he
we
was
rapping
cool.
and telling stories on set. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm chilling with the homie, man. Like
Right,
that's
right.
the Miklo right there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it was hella cool, bro. But yeah, that movie. And I'll give you one more tidbit, and I'll end with this, unless you know. But I'll end with this last thing. Originally, that movie was titled Rampart because that was
Really?
a true story about the Rampart division. The Rampart cops were really doing that, but Rampart threatened to sue them.
Shut that shit
And they
down.
said straight up, man, if you title this movie Rampart, we will sue you because you can't just make it on one, you know. So then they changed the name to Training Day, which I actually think is better.
I do too.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know, I had the
But
script
that's
when it was Rampart. That was the original name of the movie, and then they flipped that quick.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's
I
some
love
some
all these
gold
little
nuggets
tidbits
Yeah.
that
right
we
there,
get,
you
little
know.
gold
That's
nuggets,
great.
little tidbits.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
I love it.
Denzel, you know, I'll give you this last one too. Denzel, he had his own workout trailer on set.
No shit.
So yeah, so he had like, you know, a big Walmart truck, like that type of thing. Just roll up, but it was a private gym up in there, dog. Like it was like, you know, 24-hour fitness on set. And he'd just go on the trailer, work out, do his thing, and then come out, do his thing. And yeah, it was crazy, man. Just to see a lot of that stuff in my face, it was one heck of an experience.
That's so cool.
experience.
That's
That is
dope.
cool.
Yeah, bro.
All
But
right,
that's the
yeah,
stuff
all
people
right.
don't know, you know? That's the
Yeah.
stuff you get when you personally involved or personally in it. That's the stuff you get, you know what I'm saying? So
It's also the stuff you get when you watch Byron Scott's Fast Break.
Exactly.
all day.
Every
That's
day.
right.
You get little tidbits.
All day,
of
every
You
shit
see
day.
how I
you
set him
know.
up for that? You see how I set him up
And
for
you see
that?
how I jumped on that? That's just
Yeah.
like Magic passing me the ball back in the day. It's
Right,
jump
right.
shot. It's
I
light.
gave you the
It lights up.
Yeah.
Alley-oop, I'm going to dunk it. Serious,
That's what's
simple
up,
as that.
man.
He straight said boost.
all day, bro. No,
Right.
man. But
I
nah,
know. We'll get you out on here on this. What's next for you? What you got in the pipeline? What's coming down?
Yeah,
projects?
you know, been very blessed, man. You know, I say it like this, you know, just to stay busy in a career like this is a blessing because our job is scary. One day you work, then you don't, then you do, then you don't. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Our business, like our job is just, and it's on another level, right? And sometimes in that dead time, that's where you're like, hey, you know, did you forget about me? I'm on the sideline. I'm eating sunflower seeds in the dugout. I'm up there. When do I bat next, right? So, yeah, it's like that. But, you know, I've been very blessed to stay busy in the career. And I've been very blessed to, you know, like I said at the starting of the show, my manager made the joke that it's when they stop calling you. That's when
Yeah.
you got to worry.
Yeah.
If the phone's still ringing, you're doing something right, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But so yeah, what I got a movie actually that just came out 3 weeks ago. It was a Halloween movie. It's called Seven
Yep.
Cemeteries with my boy Danny Trejo, Machete,
Yep.
and some other cats in there from Walking Dead and stuff like that. So that movie just dropped like 3 weeks ago called Seven Cemeteries. It's on demand right now. Check that one out. I got another movie coming out with Quavo and John Travolta.
Okay.
Cash Out Part 2. That's gonna be a big joint. That's coming
Okay.
out next month. That's gonna hit hard. Part 1's already out there. It's Part 2. Working on a documentary, and then I started my own production company, Entangled Entertainment.
Okay.
So I'm making some of my own films as well. Like I said, if no one gives you the opportunity, you give the
Make your
opportunity
own
yourself.
opportunity. That's right.
And what I'm doing is I'm playing different characters in the movies that I'm doing. And so that's where I'm kind of branching out to play. Cause I'm like, hey, if nobody gonna give me the role, I'm gonna make it happen. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you cast yourself as the leading
Either
person?
leading or a cameo or whatever. I'm you know, I did one film called Ditch Party, and I didn't make myself the lead. I just made me a cameo. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm starting to like that behind the camera stuff too, telling the story more so, and just sprinkle me in the movie. You know, like I said, I've been very blessed, and so yeah, I'm gonna try to take it while it's coming.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
OG, it's good to see you, brother. Thank you.
No, it's
thank
love,
you again
man.
for coming on, man. We appreciate you.
You guys,
and I love the fact you wore your Lakers shit.
Oh,
tonight.
yeah.
I love
All day.
that. You know me.
Hey,
I love
he's a
that.
smart guy.
all day.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
day.
the Lakers and the Lakers are playing pretty well this year
Yes,
right
they
now,
are.
so it's all good.
I gotta, man. I didn't even think about bringing some stuff to have you sign, bro. I'm gonna take that
Hey,
bump
but
out
you know
right
what?
there.
Hey, we're gonna have you sign
I'm
something.
about to say,
That might be messing, bro.
you going back to your old ways.
Yeah. Taking it back to the streets.
All right, Jay. I think we can let
Wrap
OG
it.
go, man. He can let it bounce. That was off the chain.
Noel G.
Much love, man. Much
On
love.
Fast Break.
Thank you, our
Much
brother.
love.
Appreciate you,
Yeah.
man.
Keep
Appreciate
watching the
you.
show, Fast Break, man.
There you
That's
go.
what's up. Much love.
Thank you for watching Byron Scott's Fast Break. If you like what you saw, here's some more videos. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.